welcome to the special episode of AAO's podcast. We've recorded 6 episodes and the whole season is done now. And since we mainly focused on the challenges and difficulties, we decided to do a bonus episode where we discuss how we can find the positives in our daily lives. My name is Makhinur and I'm here today with my colleague Aina.
Hi everyone.
So this episode is, like I said, it's a bonus recording. So we just wanted to talk about random things that we face as advisors, and maybe you'll find something helpful. So when we're feeling like stressed or overwhelmed, it can be quite hard for me personally to remain calm and focused. And I need like a little pick-me-up to gain some strength and comfort or just improve my mood. And our job as advisors is particularly demanding when it comes to our energy and mental stability, because we work with students and we spend a lot of time worrying about them, talking to them, motivating, explaining, and so on. And often we actually are the main resource and source of support for students. So that means we give and give and give. So it's important that we know how to recharge. So I wanted to ask you, Aina, how do you deal with this? Like, what helps you overcome the hard parts of the job and motivates you to keep going?
Well, yeah, I also agree with you that it is really, it sometimes can get really stressful when you do things that you usually do, but sometimes they get really difficult to the extent when you feel that you cannot overcome it. So yeah, and there are obviously times when we get overwhelmed, as we are all human beings, and it's okay to not feel okay. So, and when you have this many things to do, this responsibilities they pile up, you usually get frustrated. You feel small, you think you cannot get over them. So in this moments, I particularly think that it is important to get some time, to calm down, take a few minutes and look at the things you should do through a prism of priorities. So it's like you are scanning your long list, to-do list, and identify what should be done first, what is the most important thing that should be done right now, which cannot be delayed, and then do the things that you should do. No one can do, only you should do that. You are responsible for that. So, and you just set dates when should be this specific thing should be done. So besides I myself, I really tend to overthink. There are some simple things, but I usually think a lot about them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so yeah, and I usually at such moments I approach people around me for advice. No matter how ironic it is, yes, that I'm a self-advisor, I advise students, but I tend to go to other people, especially to you, Makhinur, as well, to ask for advice, because in such moments I feel as if I am not noticing some things that should be taken into account, because I am looking at it subjectively. I have my feelings, I have my emotions there, and I want someone to look at it from their own perspective, to look at it objectively and say, well, look, maybe you could do this, maybe you could do something else, and it really helps me to look from a different point of view, that oh yeah, maybe that's the thing that I was lacking, so maybe I should work on that. So that's what I usually tend to do. Maybe that can also help someone in the same situation.
Yeah, I totally agree. Especially when you talked about getting someone else's perspective, because it definitely sometimes you get into a certain mindset if you have some problems or you're stressed about something, and it's easy to get into this negative wave, and you just look through that lens on everything, and then you notice you pick apart only the small negative parts.
Right.
So you need to change that mindset, and yeah, a good conversation with a friend can definitely help. But for me, firstly, advising itself, the satisfaction that comes after a good session where I could connect with the student and I was able to help them find a solution to their problem. This is my biggest motivation, I think. So in general, just seeing the students succeed or like overcome their challenges and seeing their progress, um, that's something that already puts me in a really good mood. Um, and also, I wanted to mention that like I feel really inspired when we work together on a new project at AAO. So like there's this moment where we just brainstorm or discuss things, and this like creative energy and collaboration is really inspiring to me. And I think like the passion for what I do also keeps me alive, so to speak. um, and but there are obviously like these are the big things I think like but there are also less obvious things and little moments that serve as motivation for us, like I don't know, like having breakfast with your friends or just having like a really really good breakfast that you've been thinking about, or having a cup of coffee or tea, I don't know, in the morning or maybe in the middle of the day when we have time to just slow down a little bit, or going on a walk during the lunch break. And especially because our rooms are located on the first floor of the ninth block. So when we actually leave the block, it's like it's the first time we see sun in the whole day.
Yes, there's absolutely no like this natural light.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, just the feeling of the sunshine hitting your face, no matter how dramatic this sounds. But it's true. And sometimes, like, if I feel down or if I'm exhausted or if work has been stressful, I don't know, I think of like something that I will watch on Netflix or on YouTube when I get home, and that also just this thought like keeps me going, like, okay, just one more meeting, or like I don't know, 2 more hours to go, and then I'll go home and then I'll watch this I don't know, this new TV series or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, totally. We all live for it. Yeah. Well, yeah, I also think that there should be like some kind of routine, like this regime, like a hobby. Let it be a small thing that can bring you a real joy, that you are doing this for yourself. Like usually there are things that you should do for someone,
Right.
like for your course, for your boss, for the place you're working in, so where you belong to, the society. Usually it's someone, but there should be a thing that you really like to do. Your soul like enjoys it, that and you do it for yourself. Like you do it for yourself. You do not share it with anyone. So, for example, it can be like cooking, sewing, maybe reading comics, playing instruments. So this tiny little joys can actually charge you, work as a fuel, so that you can like start working more productively. So for me, just as you said, I really love to eat. And my like favorite time of eating is breakfast. So I really like good breakfast, and at times when I feel so worried or like very tired, I really like to play my guitar. So it gives me so much joy, energy, and so I'm ready to start afresh, like to start a new day, and so on. So, and also like recently I heard in one of the vlogs, like there was a girl like saying that sometimes it's better to not get enough sleep rather than to not get enough of life. Like if to say in Russian, she said like лучше не доспать, чем не дожить. So which means like I could not relate to it before. Like I always thought like you should work, you should do this, you should do this. Like life is short, blah blah blah. But then I realized that it's very relatable actually, that you can get many things done, but if there's none that you do for yourself, so like whatever you do, you will not be satisfied with it at the end. So I really really like this phrase now.
I most of the time I choose to sleep. Yeah, but I agree. It's also like something to think about. But I also wanted to add to what you said about like having some sort of routine for yourself. And you said that having a good breakfast like helps you feel like you're ready to start a new day
Right.
and be productive again. And in that moment, it just made me think about how important it is to have something that is stable in your life, because the whole world is just so unpredictable and it's so quick. Like everything changes so fast, and it's like your feed. You just scroll and you just see so many different things. And so it's important to really find something for yourself that will help you slow down, that will help you just feel yourself in this particular moment, like what your body feels like, what your mind is thinking about, like what are the things that surround you. And it is like it helps you ground yourself and not to lose this like sense of stability and comfort that, you know, I exist in this moment and this is what's happening to me and this is how I feel and this is who I am and this is what makes me happy. And I think these are the things that really can comfort you and, I don't know, just make you feel safe, I guess. At least that's how it feels to me.
Right, yeah. Well, I definitely think that you should do something to help yourself. Like, if you know that it's good for you, like, let yourself do it. And if you know that's not good, it's bad for you, like, better avoid it. So you always should know yourself. You need to find the things that you find very good for you, very not that good for you. So just avoid such situations. So for that, I think, yeah, you should identify your strengths, your weaknesses. When you feel tired, when you already feel that, well, that's the time when probably I will not be energized anymore. So maybe you should stop at this point and do the things that usually help you to get over this moment. So yeah, so I really wish everyone to find such things. So these little joys that brings you happiness can recharge you, and after that you will be ready to conquer the world.
Yeah. Yes, and there's also one line from a song that I like. It's just that, you know, there are some days that are really, really bad, and they can be bad for no reason, or you can have many reasons to feel upset or sad or tired. But, you know, at the end of the day, the clock will hit 0, right? And then a new day will begin. And then in this new day, you will have another chance to be a little happier and to feel a little lighter and to solve the things that cloud your mind and that worry you. So, and I think that's what, talking about breakfast made me think about that, because, you know, like a new day will start,
Right.
and then you'll have another breakfast,
Yeah.
and you'll have another day, and this day might be better, might be worse, you know, might be the same, but still, it's like life keeps going. So
Yeah, right. I just want everyone to remember that bad days, they do not last forever. It's just a certain time. It's like tiny time. If you like decide, you give yourself time. Well, yeah, like it's bad right now. I'm experiencing this, but then later on, like next day, everything will be okay. So I will overcome this. So yeah, I think you should really believe in this, in yourself, that everything will be all right, that you will do everything for yourself. Like, it's easy, of course, to look at negative things. It's very easy because you can find them everywhere. But the not so easy thing is to do things, to really do them. So like your mind keeps wandering, it starts finding other destructive thoughts, and it gets worse and worse. But when you just stop it, the moment when you feel that everything went in not that good way, so you just stop, and then you start to look afresh, like yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand that there are situations where it feels like nothing will ever be okay, and I think it's important to also recognize that it's really it can be difficult to get out of that headspace as well, and I've been there, and
Yeah.
so for me, I think rather than like believing that everything will be okay, I think I thought to myself, everything will pass, right? So it's not like our life is not static, it keeps changing. So it feels, it can feel like everything is super bad and it's never going to be good. And it's valid to feel that way because obviously life is really hard. Um, but I think like believing that, okay, it really sucks right now, but it also will pass. Just
Right.
like winter ends, this season of bad stuff will also finish, it will end, and then, a new season will
Yeah.
begin. So,
It's not the end of the world. Yeah.
yeah. So, we also asked our colleagues and our students to talk about like the little joys in their life that help them stay afloat. So, here's what they think.
In my life, there are a lot of things that makes me happy, starting with my family, friends, traveling, and many other things. However, there are two particular things that make me happy the most. The first thing is to listen music while going for a long walk and all by myself. Music is something that refreshes my mind and keeps me in peace, and walking always calms me down and keep me relaxed. Another opposite thing that makes me happy is watching a series on Netflix while eating ordered food alone at home and just doing nothing the whole day. Like I need such day at least once a month so I feel like that I'm recharged and I can return to my busy routine.
Things that make me happy are having time with my close friends, family, and also performing makes me happy. Last week, I spent a lot of time with my family and friends, especially with those close friends whom I have not interacted for a while. Also, performing arts like dancing, singing, acting, and maybe modeling help me to stay motivated. My uni life would be boring without performing. I would say preparation to concerts, rehearsals, recording music, taking photo shoots, all this stuff right in my life.
We all strive for happiness. There are few things that bring me immense joy. Whether it's the satisfaction that I get from my work, the thrill of attending a live concert, laughter that I share with my friends, delicious food, excitement of watching a long-awaited movie, these experiences fill me with happiness. All of these experiences are important for our well-being, and we should make time for them in our lives. Let's cherish the moments, make it happy, and let them be a reminder of beauty of life.
One of the things that makes me smile these days is the sunny weather that we have right now in Astana. So thanks to the winds, it still feels cold in the evening. But for me, I really appreciate that sun puts smiles on people's faces. People are like warmer in their attitude towards you, and seeing companies going for a walk, having fun, having own ability to enjoy some moments of silence outdoors is really great opportunity, I think. So I have sought a place of power, the arrow close to the pyramids, and weather now allows to go there fairly quickly. So I'm really feel blessed with this weather uh, because, like in our capital, it's always cold. It's kind of stereotype, and right now it's the sponsor of my good good mood, I guess.
Yesterday, I did 3 full baskets of laundry and I also changed my bedding. I think that even small things like that, cleaning up, tidying your space, things of that sort, help me keep myself grounded, but they also let me refresh both the space around me, the air, and also my thoughts. So I really like to do big laundry days once in a while.
One thing I would highly recommend, and this is very simple but at the same time hard thing to do, is minimizing your time on internet generally or on social media. Nowadays we actually all understand how much time we spend on social media and how it affects our lives, our daily routine. So trying an experiment and seeing if you actually minimize your time and, for example, remove for a day or a week or a month all the social media applications and see how it actually affects your life. Do you feel more energy? Are you more focused? Do you have more time on other things? So just noticing all of these changes actually helps you to make right choices about social media. So this is very nice experiment to try on and see all of your changes.
Okay, so we're back. So recently I got a question from one of my students on, like, he was wondering how to concentrate on things that are important. Like, he asked me how I concentrate on my work despite having personal difficulties. So he was experiencing hard times on focusing on his studies, as he had some worries about other stuff. So yeah, in such cases, I think it's very important to let go of your worries first. Like, you are full of emotions, you are full of worries, struggles, and so on. You cannot think about anything else because your top priority is to solve them. So yeah, you might feel stuck when having these destructive thoughts and emotions going on. They are always with you, this 24/7. So I'd say that it'd be great if you find someone that you know and you know this person will not judge you, that with whom you can share your worries with. Like, say, like, okay, like, can you listen to me? I have this bad days going on. Like, I cannot concentrate. This things are happening to me right now. So yeah, sometimes you just need to speak out. It's not like always you ask for an advice. Like, usually, like, just saying your emotions, your feelings, the thoughts is already a good thing, a positive thing. Yeah. So, and if you like, other than that, like, I really like writing a diary. So just, I think it can be a good idea as well, that when you just randomly write everything that's on your mind, because, like, it's just paper, like, you can just write on it whatever you want. So, and just such feelings of relief like comes at you just right after you just wrote everything on paper, and, like, basically just do not keep inside those rotten, like, feelings, thoughts, and so on. So yeah, and also besides, I think that's a good way to talk to therapists. So that can be also a good idea, because, like, they are professionally trained. They, like, know different cases, they know different situations, and can help you with your situation as well. So yeah, I think that can be a good idea as well.
Yeah, I agree. In my case, like, if I have some personal difficulties in my life, and then I have to go to work and be productive and do my job and blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in our line of work, we don't just sit at the computer all day, right? Because I think it could have been a little bit easier, but we actually have to talk to students. We communicate with a lot of people in one day, and as an advisor, it's like your responsibility to also be, like I said, the source of strength for the students. So if the student is upset about something, like maybe they're having some troubles with their studies, and if you're also down, it's like,
well, it's something you cannot afford, actually.
Yeah, like, it's, you can't just be like, oh yeah, life sucks, because you have to somehow try to help out and push them into the right direction. So I think, like I said before, for me, advising itself can be very therapeutic. Like, if I give advice to someone else, sometimes I listen to myself and I think, okay, so I should also do that. So there are things where, there are situations where it happens this way because, again, like you said, it's important to talk about it. And although our situations can be different, I think our feelings are very universal. Like the pain we feel is the same, the sadness we feel is the same, the loneliness maybe sometimes we feel, it's all the same for all of us. And just listening to someone and then trying to help them out can also help me. But other than that, I feel like I also try to treat it like a little game for myself. Like I'm putting on this character, there's like this one Makhinur who's dealing with a lot of stress maybe in her personal life, but then today I have to go to work, so now I'm gonna put on the suit of Makhinur at work. And she doesn't have any problems, she's fine. She has a lot of things to do today and she will do them. And I think you also said it before, just having a to-do list also helps me because sometimes when I get overwhelmed with, something stressful in my life, while I'm dealing with the emotions, it's hard to find a way, like how to solve this or how to go through this. But when I at work, like I have my to-do list, I have like a calendar with my meetings, or I don't know, I have like things that I need to do for different projects, and I just try to focus on those things that I have control on, right? So like I can actually do something in this situation, and this also is very something that it's like the stability point for me. Like I do this all the time. It's very familiar, it's safe, I know how to do this, and it helps me to calm my mind. But sometimes you just do it like through the tears, through the pain. And you know that meme where like there's the mouse who's like crying and still doing the job? Sometimes I feel this way. So it's definitely like, I don't know. I think these are very universal experiences. So you just have to find something that works for you, and it can be many different things every single day that can help you get through it.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to mention that you should not be embarrassed of your feelings. You should not be embarrassed of your emotions. It is okay to show them. Everyone understands because they've experienced the same emotions, the same feelings. Maybe the situations can be different, like everyone has like unique situation, unique experience, but anyway, if you tell them what you are experiencing, like they will definitely understand you because they were in your shoes. They sometime in their past they cried, they I don't know, they had this feeling of frustration, the anxiety and fear and so on. Like they definitely will understand you. You just need to find this person who you think will understand you and will help you in that specific moment. Yeah, so I think that should be one of the things that you should not be embarrassed of it.
Yes, definitely. On this topic also, I have students who sometimes when they come to the session and I ask them like, why didn't you come earlier? Why didn't you, come see me like in the beginning of the semester? Or maybe sometimes I email you guys and and then I don't see you until after the end of the semester. And there are many students who say that they didn't see the point in coming to see me because, they thought that they had to deal with their problems by themselves and like not. They thought I wouldn't care about it, or sometimes some students actually say that they're afraid that I will like scold them or tell them, that they're doing something wrong. And so I just wanted to mention this because I think it's such a big misconception about advisors and what we do and what our role is. Obviously, we're not therapists. We're not like trained psychologists, and we do have a health and wellness center who provide these services. But I think at our level, we also deal with a lot of situations where we act more than just, like someone who answers your questions
Right.
about like academic requirements or something. And there are situations where you definitely like are dealing with something and you want to go through this on your own. But I just want you guys to know that it's important for us that you let us know what's going on with you. So that way, maybe we can help you. Maybe we can support you. Maybe, you just need to share it with someone and, get some comfort
Right.
from just knowing that, okay, my advisor told me that it's fine. And, maybe we can propose some decisions also for you to do what you have to do at your studies. And like our role is not to scold you or not to like control what you're
definitely
doing.
not to punish.
Not to punish, yes. So when we ask you like how are you guys doing and like why do you think you're having troubles with your studies or something like that, anything that we ask because we genuinely want to know. We care about it. Obviously it's our job to keep up with you, but to be fair, our job could end at just us like giving you answers to the questions like what are the requirements or what is the GPA that you need to keep up with. But we really do care, and we understand that there are so many different aspects that can bother you or can prevent you from reaching your goals academically. And a lot of this is personal things, right? So I don't know. I just wanted to encourage you guys to attend the sessions with your advisors because, as like we said in the beginning, we are the first point of contact for you, and it's important for us to be in touch with you, to stay like updated on how you're doing. And it's so nice when you share your stories where you actually feel better afterwards. So yeah. I heard it recently from a student, and it really made me so sad that he was dealing with something that's so hard. Just for one person, it's a lot to deal with. There are so many things that can go wrong in our life, and he was trying to do all of this alone because he thought that he should do it alone. But you're not alone, guys. Really, you're not alone, and it's fine. And we want to help you, and we can help you. Or at least we can be there for you. And then he was afraid that I will punish him for like not studying well, or he was so nervous about it too. And I just felt so bad because we really don't want to like be an additional stress in your life. So yeah. just wanted to tell you guys that it's fine, it's okay, and we get it. And please come to the sessions.
So, okay, we are now ending our podcast, our very last episode in season 1. Yay. So, yeah, I just want to say this last message that please be kind to yourself. Please take care of yourself and be very thankful to all the things that you've done. Just when you think that something is not going the way you planned it to be, just remember the days when something was not that good, but you overcame it, you succeeded. Just remember this past experience and just try to repeat it, what you did in the past, what worked. Just remember that one day in the past you could do it, which means you can do it as well because you've done it, so you know how to do it. So just try to find this experience from your memory and just continue living on.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Most importantly, hopefully this podcast was interesting for you and you found useful advice, or maybe it was just like interesting to something to think about for yourself and for your self-reflection. Yeah, like Aina said, you've done a great job this year, And I just want you guys to pat yourself on the back and say thank you for all the hard work that you've done for yourself in this past academic year. You've gone through 2 semesters. You probably finished like a lot of courses. You've passed numerous assignments, and you've done so many readings and so many writings and so many lab reports. You've spent a lot of sleepless nights, I'm sure. And you've also made a lot of friends, and you've attended so many student events. So just thank yourself for doing all of this. Great job. Well done. Really, like, round of applause for you.
Pat on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Hug yourself.
Yeah. So, yeah, just we also, as advisors, want to thank you. Thank you for being understanding. Thank you for being so interesting and creative and inspiring, because there are so many of you who are doing such a great job that we think, wow, I want to be like this student when I grow up. So yeah, thank you for being our students, and let's keep working together on your academic success in the future as well. And hopefully you will have a great summer break. And for those who are staying for the summer term, good luck. You've got this.
Have a good rest. Yeah, and see you in August.
Bye.
Bye bye.